Hi, everybody. I thought we were still doing a countdown. Welcome, everybody, to our Happy Friday show. My name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Yay, everybody. It is the first Friday of the year, and officially we started it off with a blunder, or I did. Thank you for being with us. We love it. We love it. I was grooving to the new music. Did you hear it? It was so groovy. Is it groovy? Would you call that a groove? Mr. HP is, of course, running the show. He controls the music.
Y'all hear that nice piano for you this afternoon? Is it afternoon? Yeah, afternoon.
No, it's 12 o'clock Central Time. Afternoon here.
Ain't 12 o'clock afternoon?
Borderline.
Okay.
Borderline. Depends on where you are.
Wherever you are.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Thank you, everybody, for being with us on this Friday, YouTube and Facebook. As always, we have a giveaway at the end of the show just from your live comments. So keep commenting throughout the show. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and like our page on Facebook. And while you're there, hit that notifications button, because then you always get notified when we go live, whether we're ready or not. So it is a new year and a fresh new Friday routine for us a little bit. We like to change things up every year just to keep things fresh, don't we? You know, I'm not one of those that goes through my closets and starts reorganizing and organizing my life. I kind of try and do that throughout the year, but I think my creativity is always on full blast when a new year starts. So a few things we've added to our Friday shows. You probably noticed some things on our Tuesday show. There'll be lots of new things from GE Designs this year. But we're going to start the show, like always, with our cocktail recipe. And this year, I'm going to do a little bit of a theme every month. So for the month of January, we are going to be having a theme of highball cocktails. Now, what is a highball cocktail?
What's a highball cocktail?
Well, they're just served in a highball glass, sometimes called a Collins glass. So a tall, long glass over ice. They can be simple, they can be complicated, but they're usually pretty easy to make, and they go a long way usually. So today's first cocktail, I wanted to take a classic and spin it the goodie way a little bit. So this classic cocktails, I mean, I think it dates back to the 1800s. I think it dates back to London and was named after a bartender in London. This is my play on a Tom Collins. Yes, it's in there. I did put it in there. Well, we will find the picture and post it in there for you guys. But this, I'm calling it a goodie Tom Collins. So let me just tell you what's in here. Tom Collins is kind of like an adult lemonade, a little bit. So usually there's gin, simple syrup, lemon juice, and then soda water. So I decided to kind of, poof it up a little bit. So there's gin, and then there is limoncello for a little extra depth. Still that lemony flavor. I still put lemon juice, and then I put a little bit of maple syrup. And you know what? You can really taste it. Normally, you just garnish it with a lemon and a maraschino cherry, because that was kind of one of the only garnishes back in the day. So this one has that little, can you taste the little extra maple syrup? Has a little depth, more depth than just a flat lemonade. Yep. And then you top it with club soda or sparkling water. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
It is refreshing.
It'll be gone in a few minutes.
Oh, I'm surprised you still have some. I just gave him his drink 5 minutes ago. All right, let's talk about the quilts on the set. I now got this big shipment of quilts because last night we did a virtual lecture for a guild in Michigan. And I hope some of you that were there last night are watching. It was our first lecture of the year, virtual lecture. And we have a fresh new lecture with all the newest stuff. So if anybody is looking for a guild lecture, hit us up. We're ready. Virtual, everybody, virtual.
Ooh.
Actually, virtual I think is better because you should have seen the stack of quilts that we showed last night. I could never travel with that amount of quilts. It would have taken 5 suitcases. But I show a lot of quilts. You get to see little videos of the techniques, which is hard to do in person. And then you get to see the quilts up close, so you get to see the quilting and all that stuff. So it's the best of both worlds. And some of you get to just watch from home. So behind me are Deep Blue Sea version of Taylor. Love this one. It's kind of perfect for Florida, isn't it? And then we have Venus, the original, that's on the cover of the pattern on the other side. 2 favorites. They're really fun to make, both of them. Both of them. All right, so let's talk about our one new segment I want to add to our Friday shows. You know, our community is always growing, and you guys are just phenomenal. So those of you that are on Facebook, I hope you're a part of our group called Gudrun's Quilt Crew. We have a closed group, so I love that we have a closed group because whatever you share in there, you're sure it's not going to be seen by anybody other than people that are in the group. It keeps it safe, keeps it more intimate, and I really, really love it. But the amazing creativity and the quilts that you share there are just abundant, and I really want to share it because a lot of you that are watching are not on Facebook. You watch our show on YouTube, so I just think it's really worth sharing. Some amazing quilts, some quilts that caught my eye. And please, don't judge this as being the best quilts or anything like that. This is not a quilt show. There's no quilt police. I just see a cool play on my pattern, a beautiful quilt, and I will post that. So we're going to try and do a little bit of show and tell quilt show every Friday. So let's kick it off. First one of the year. Let's check out the first quilt. So this first one is made by Angels, and she made 2 quilts the Geasy way. So this is Tara from the new Mixology 3 book, and from the same bundle, which looks like In the Woods. Looks like it. Oh, I love these colors. And then she made from the rest of the 1.5-inch strips, she made Crystal. Love that play on a twofer quilt. And then next one we have Claire's first ever GE quilt. This is Trixie. What a great job. I love the colors. I love that accent of the black. And eliminating the light strips and just doing one single background. That's a great idea. But great job on your first GE quilt. Then we have Carol's Strippy Stairways. Really love this one. This is from A Midnight in the Garden, what it looks like. And if I remember correctly, Carol made this for her granddaughter, and the granddaughter, I think, picked both the fabric and the pattern, but I'm not sure. I hope I'm saying things wrong. I'm just going by memory from when I saw these and saw the posts. Okay, next up is Deb's Little Alberta. So Little Alberta, I was, just reminded yesterday, I was showing some of my little patterns, the little table runner patterns made from 5-inch squares and using the mini ruler. I just absolutely love them. And I know we are due for some new littles, and there are more littles coming, but it just reminded me I gotta kick that one further into the queue. Then we have a beautiful version of the Carnival quilt. This is Geraldine's, and she fuzzy cut the centers. I don't know if you can see it, but there are little horse heads in the center of the block. And I think she added a little bit to the border, but I really love this quilt. Great job, Geraldine. Yeah, I love the play on the color too. Then we have a Christmas version, winter version of Harmony. This is Carrie's. Oh, I love this one. I love that the background has just a value tone lesser than the greens in the kind of knots of the block. And so it really makes for a beautiful Christmassy quilt. Then this next one, this is Linda's, and this is a quilt in the Quilts of Iceland called Viking World. And I don't think I have seen the larger version of it. I made the twin size, I believe, for the book. And I always thought, you know what, I'm gonna make a big one. This is a perfect quilt for a bed. Of course, you don't have to put the runes in there. So these are the typical Icelandic runes, but you don't have to put them in. You can actually work with, as a background, you can do a little print for interest. And I always thought to myself, I wanted to make this bigger version, but love this version. Great job, Linda. So next up we have a beautiful play on that Playtime panel that we had and the Playtime bundle. So this is Sharon's version. So using the panel, quilted it, just added some borders from the bundle fabrics. And I love this. I just really love that play on a typical, it's not your typical alphabet panel, I should say. Great job. Then we have a Stella. And you know, it's funny when I see this quilt, I'm also reminded, I'm like, oh, I haven't made a Stella in a long while. So Stella is in my first mixology book and super quick, so easy to do. And I just should be making more of those for sure. So put that on my list again. So this is Suzanne's, great job on the really kind of very clear contrast Stella. And then this amazing quilt. It is huge. It's a queen size glacial ice. And it's so impressive because those blocks are not big. They are small. So this is Jane's, and my gosh, congratulations on this one. This is gorgeous, and it would be so pretty on a bed. I just can't get over it. Makes me want to make another one. It's a tough one. It's going to be a tough segment because I'm going to want to make all of them. So thank you all for sharing your quilts. Keep sharing them, and we'll have a Happy Friday show and tell every Friday as a part of our deal. So
that was so cool.
Sit back with a sippa, with the drink, and watch awesome. The show.
Great job, everybody.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the class packs. This is my new, what I'm referring to is my new kind of a class model. So this is something we kicked it off end of December. You can, of course, still join because the first official class doesn't go into your account until next Wednesday, next week. And so you will have 3 sessions of Katrina, 3 sessions of Zoe. The 3 sessions of Katrina take place in January, and then we'll finish it off with a Zoom day at the end. The first video came into your account in December. That has all the fabric choices and the cutting and stuff. So those of you that have already signed up and are participating, you know, I showed you what bundle. So part of the class pack is I will offer instructions on if you wanted to make both quilts out of just a half-yard bundle, you can do that. So I'm making both quilts out of the nutmeg bundle, and I thought I would show you some of my blocks. I have my blocks done. Now, of course, I'm ahead of the class because, you know, I have to be. But I have 2 of my Katrina sets of Katrina, so I'm making 2 along with the class participants. And so I have 2 sets, and I have my blocks done, so we're ready for layout. So let me show you the 2. So here are my nutmeg blocks. I think they're so cute. So I added this instead of I took out, this one is in the bundle, but I took this one out, swapped in some grunge. So I'm going to use this for a border on the Katrina. Aren't these cool? I love them. I think it's going to be really fun to put together. It's going to be nice and soft in those colors. And then the other one is going to be totally different. I have them all aligned because I've laid them out already. This is my nautical Katrina, because Katrina is great. That's a great pattern for any kind of directional fabrics, because you can really control the direction of all the blocks in Katrina. So get ready to see these quilts all done by the end of the month, I should say. I'm not going to promise them any faster than that. But I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody participating. It's fun to see everybody. If you haven't yet, if you are on Facebook, join our community group. I posted a link on that in the crew. So make sure you join and make sure you add your order number when you join. So, can Katrina be made from one layer cake? You can, but the lap size has one extra row, because usually a layer cake is only 47 squares and the lap size takes 48. So you could add 6 squares or just chop a row off and you can make a little bit shorter quilt. But in my opinion, I feel like we always have to have 6 by 8 for a layer cake quilt lap size, just to be kind of a nice dimension. So it's really great to cut them from our 12-piece half-yard bundles, because you get 48 squares, and then you have what is left of the bundle, about 8 inches, that you can use to cut into strips, to cut into, like I'm explaining in this class, cut into the units you need for Zoe. Yes. So that's why, in my opinion, the half-yard bundles are a lot more versatile, because it gives you more of what you need, and then you have more options for what you want to do with it. Plus, you get perfectly accurate pieces to start with. But to answer the question, yes, you can. Can't wait to get started. Yes, awesome, awesome. So next segment, I wanted to just mention retreat. If you didn't see our, I wanted to show them the Katrina quilts that we made specifically, for the class packs. The Katrina, we showed these guys also on last week, I believe. But this is the Katrina made with Songbird. And I wanted to talk about the quilting a little bit, just point that out to you. And I don't know if you can see this. This Songbird Katrina was quilted with a pattern called New Vine. And the company is called Quilter's Niche, where we got that pattern. But this is really beautiful version of Katrina with that fabric. It's one of our newer bundles. And then the other one, the wild one, this is the Blossom bundle, and this one just keeps growing on me. I think it's really cool. I think it'd be really cool for anybody that loves art. And so this one we quilted with a pattern called Cerulean Fizzle. It's kind of a tighter quilting with a little bit of like bubbles in between the kind of flame work, and I think it's really amazing if you see that up close. So those are the Katrinas that we have finished. So there will be lots of Katrinas in a few months. So many to be inspired by. But let's talk a little bit about retreat. I just wanted to mention that for those that are still thinking about it. The 2 sessions one is over the weekend, which is the 24th through the 26th, is a Friday through Sunday. And then the second session is more of a midweek, the 29th and the 31st. They're both in March, and that's a Wednesday through Friday. 3 full days of fun, and we're going to be virtually cruising to a destination that nobody knows.
All aboard!
You don't know where we will start. You don't know where we will finish. And I think that's just going to be so much fun. So the 2 quilts, the 2 big quilts, the third quilt is still going to be a little bit of a mystery. 3 different brand new patterns I'll be teaching. Nikki and Ariel, of course, are the 2 retreat quilts. And on the show last week, I showed you some more versions of some of the kit options we have available. You, of course, probably have seen our Nikki and Ariel originals. Do you have a photo of that? No? Nope. Okay. Well, let's look at the other ones. All right, there they are. Out in the snow, out in the Minnesota snow.
Of course I have them.
Of course you have them. Yeah, there they are in the Minnesota snow. Nikki on the right, made from 10-inch squares, and then Ariel from strips and a background, all from the same bundle. And then there will be one more quilt from the same bundle. So then we have Hummingbird. Hibiscus Hummingbird is one of our bundles that we are offering. And this is the Nikki from Hibiscus Hummingbird. And then the Ariel, using that gray background, is probably one of my favorites. I'm really in love with that one. And so that's one of the options. And then I have finished a Pansy's Posies Nikki. I'm working on the Ariel, hoping to have that done by next week. And then we also have a Nikki out of Happiness Blooms. And the Ariel from that one, I know it's pieced. It's just not finished. So we will be getting those photos out real soon to you, to show you. So any questions or anything about retreat? I know we've got some people that are a little bit hesitant about it taking place over Zoom, what kind of device setup they would need to use. What company makes cerulean fizzle? You know what? I didn't write it down in my notes. I have a feeling I would check Urban Elements first, but I will get that information. I didn't see where that was from. What color brownish grunge did you use in the Katrina quilt? So it is a grunge that came with the line, because the line nutmeg is made by not Urban Elements, I'm sorry, Basic Gray, that also designs grunge. So it is one of theirs. And so if you just go to the website and go to the search bar and type in nutmeg, and then you will find the fabric pull for nutmeg. It's definitely in there. It's that grunge. I just can't promise you that I remember completely what the name of it is. But it's the perfect taupe that works with all the other taupes that are in the line. All right, so oh, another question. Will the patterns be available for purchase after the retreat? Yes. Probably not right after. We do need some time to get things published, but yes, they will. They will be both a PDF pattern and a printed pattern available. How do you like to do your backs, 108 or pieced? I like my pieced backs. I've talked about that multiple times. So usually I do pieced backs unless I'm doing a really big quilt. So unless I'm doing a queen or a king size, then I love to just grab a 108 and go for it. Sometimes I like to use, if we have some skinny strips of 108s, and I like to piece them because that can maybe be utilized for 2 small quilts. I'll do that. But yes. Deb is asking, will you be offering backing fabric for the retreat quilts? Yes, we will. We're just gonna make sure that we get all the orders in for the retreat. Make sure we have a lot of requests from folks wanting to make a bigger quilt, so adding a bundle to their and adding fabric to their retreat orders. And so we want to make sure that we get all that organized and in order. Some of you want more than just one kit, and that's totally fine. If we have them available, we'll be happy to do that. And that means that they're going to be making more than one set of quilts through the retreat or later on. But yes, we will send everybody an email that are signed up for retreat with the backing options if you want to jump on that. Are you going to have Tula Pink Nightshade Deja Vu for pre-order? Oh, that was just announced yesterday. Yes. So we like to do our Tula Pinks as a pre-order just to gauge interest. And so we definitely will be offering that. So just hang tight for that. We'll do it in bundles. And Deja Vu, that's one of, I've made a quilt out of that. So I'm excited to see the coloring. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Were you talking about the brown grunge and the Katrina from the Songbird? No, I think she was talking about the nutmeg that I added to my, so it's this one that I added into my nutmeg bundle, and I took out the kind of the, what would you call that? Cobbler color, like a pumpkin.
Orange.
Peach pumpkin.
I call it orange.
That's not orange. That's not orange. When you'll be sharing info on the Quilt Along at the end of January, well, we can share this. Let's put up save the date. That's what we can share right now. We will be sharing all the information on Tuesday's show. So all I can share is that we are doing a Quilt Along, a full day Quilt Along on January 28th, and we're going to supersize it. We're going to supersize 2023. Don't you all agree? We're going to have it a supersized quilting year. So we're going to kick it off with a supersized quilt. If you know what supersized quilts are in our terms, I have a couple of patterns where I've taken a pattern with small pieces and supersized it so it's larger pieces, easy to piece, faster, and just sometimes it's just fun to do one of those.
I agree in 23. I agree in 23.
Oh, now we're rhyming too.
You were the one that rhymed it.
So, supersize 23. Now, there will be a pattern that you probably have seen before, but it's going to be supersized. And so all the information will be available on Tuesday's show. And we're going to do things always a little bit different. We always try to do things a little bit different just to switch it up, try something else, and offer you loyal people, your loyal customers, something unique. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Are you going to try and get stuff out of me more about the Quilt Along?
Yeah, what quilt you doing?
Oh, what's the word of the day? Did you have a word of the day?
What?
Did we forget about the word of the day?
Yeah. The word of the day
Is what? Oh, you have it ready. He's making it up as he goes. I think he totally forgot about his word of the day.
Well, it wasn't in the script.
Oh, that's because you put it in the script.
Agree
in
23, everybody. Agree.
We agree in 23.
That's the
Does
day.
that mean you always agree with your wife?
Always agree to goody.
Cheers to that.
And GE in 23.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I'll toast to that with a Goody Collins.
I like my shirt. Fly, Janice, Jimmy, and Joe.
Does everybody know what that means?
Yeah. The superstars around. Big show.
Oh, Woodstock. Ah, I get it.
Everybody knows.
Okay, are you guys ready for some fabric? I have one bundle to show you guys. We are headed to Minnesota next week. We got to get our daily dose, not daily dose, monthly dose of snow. So we're heading to Minnesota next week. So I have one bundle to show you. This one, I really love this unique colorway. This is a bundle by Figo Fabrics, and it is called Calm Waters. So I'm going to start with this print because I just love it. So it's like, my feel is, it's kind of like an old pirate map or something. This is not accurate. I would use this as a map because I don't recognize the shapes of any of these countries. So I was almost used as not anatomically correct as a map. But it's a really cute fabric, and I love the colors in this. So,
Like rocks.
Oh, well, they're islands, probably rocky islands. So here we have the seagulls. I mean, most people don't love seagulls, but these are kind of cute, I have to say. These are the cutest seagulls I've ever seen. So I love that. I love that one. Then we have jellyfish. And yes, we've had fabric with jellyfish before, but look how unique the colorway is. So the gray with this really awesome kind of a mustard brown burnt sienna color. The deep blue, dark teal. Then we have an awesome plaid, diagonal plaid that is not symmetrical. I love that they're kind of diamonds. So I really love that. That's this one. This is a favorite. We have narwhals on a light background. And then we got the whales on a light background, swimming among the little fishies and the starfish and more. Then we have the small fish on a little bit of a taupe background. Also not anatomically correct. I don't think there's teal and mustard fish and white fish. Well, there might be. Who knows? I don't know what kind of ocean that is. Then we have the narwhals on the gray background. And I love this deep teal. That's, I don't know, this would, I love the print because it reminds me of almost like a tribal feel to it. And this is probably one of my favorites, the really deep navy with the seaweed in these colors, this burnt sienna, light caramel brown. Oh, I just love this one. And then we have a couple of colors to complement that. We have that kind of like that tribal print. And then finally, a little bit lighter version of that color with the starfish, or it's actually just stars, but we're calling it starfish since this is calm waters. So this is calm waters. 12 pieces. This would make gorgeous any types of quilts. It would make a gorgeous Katrina, like I just said, like we just showed, with all these colors mixed in. But my fabric pull, so I started on the blue end. This chalk and charcoal dusty blue is a perfect match with the blues for both the lighter tones and the darker tones. For a little bit darker hue that goes more with the teals, grunge and the picnic. And then I threw in a third one just because it's awesome. And that's the Bumbleberries Indigo because it has the lighter hues and the darker hues. So it could work either way. So then we go into a little bit of the grays for the spectrostatic, for the narwhal grays, the spectrostatic shark skin is perfect match. I love that it has the white in it, so it really tones well with this texture. And then the lighter gray, I would go with the deco stitch and the reflection. So a nice light gray that goes with some of the lighter tones in the quilt. For the little bitty taupes that are in between here, I went with the Bumbleberries and the natural linen. That's very nice, blends with both the darker and the lighter tones. And then of course these beautiful warm tones, the spectrostatic and the squash. Love that with this color. And then also the texture in the brown. And this one has lights and darks in it, so it just blends perfectly with both colors. So for the lightest tones here, if you wanted to match that, I would go with a Dimples Pearl because it has a little bit of texture and same tone as this. And then if you wanted a little bit whiter, the Sea and Me shells. So there's little seashells, which would work perfectly, obviously, with the theme of this bundle. And then just a little bit sharper white. But this is calm waters. I will. Super fun. I was waiting for you to say that. How funny is that?
Super.
He does that to me all the time. If I say super anything, he says that. Super.
Such a cool, funny word. Hey, that's super.
Super. Yeah, he makes fun of me. But that's okay. That's what it's all about.
I still agree in 23.
Agree in 23. Agree with GE in 23.
That's right. You're right.
All right. Well, that's our last segment, of course, is on your end. And that is the live winner.
To what, beatbox?
Oh, you're going to beatbox. Is that going to be a part of every Friday?
No. I think that's too much for everybody.
Is it though, everybody? Is it too much if he gives us a little musical sample every Friday?
A musical sample,
he can
but not,
sing,
but
he
not
can
beatbox.
rhyme, he can rap, he can beatbox.
I can give you Sly, Janice, Jimmy, and Joan.
All right, we'll give that. It's kind of fun, more fun when it's spontaneous when you start singing, isn't it? All right, so everybody says yes on music. More music in 23.
I see some no's. No.
Nope.
No. Okay, winner.
That was just one person.
Okay, I'll give you a drum roll.
Okay. Who is our live winner? Let's see. First one in 23. Let's see.
Drum roll.
Doreen Meyer. Congratulations, Doreen. $25 gift card. Just send us an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com and we'll get you that gift card right away. Now, of course, you don't want to miss our show next week. Tipsy Tuesday from Studio A. We'll be back in Mini. And that is Tuesday, January 10th, right?
10th, yes.
January 10th, Tuesday, January 10th. We'll tell you all about our Quilt Along later this month. And then, of course, our Happy Friday show will also be live from Minnesota, January 13th at 12 p.m. Central Time. Happy Friday, and I'll be giving you another highball recipe. The recipe, since we couldn't put it on the screen, I will post it in the crew and we'll put it on our Instagram story.
We did put it on screen.
Oh, you did put it. Can you do it again? I missed it.
Well, because you was working.
Oh, that's what I do. There it is. A goody Tom Collins, gin, limoncello, lemon juice, maple syrup, and just some soda. Simple. So thank you all for watching this Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. I want to say happy birthday to my grandma.
I need a refill.
Up in heaven. We always would have a party on Epiphany in honor of her. So this one's for her.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday, Amma Ertla. I was named after her. My middle name is her first name. So happy birthday. And then another chance to say happy birthday to our Bailey that works for her. Her birthday was yesterday. Her due date was the day before that. So we are waiting for another baby.
Happy birthday,
but
Bailey.
Thank you for watching. And
her husband Cam.
And her husband Cam. They have the same birthday.
Wow.
Luckily, the baby was not born on their birthdays. That would have been a tripler. Yeah. But anyways, we will see you hopefully on Tipsy Tuesday next week. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye. Skål.